There have been many YouTubers in the past who became murderers. Randy Stair, Mr. Anime, and Elliot Rogers are all famous cases of content creators turned killers. But the individual we're going to be talking about today is unlike any other. Because this YouTuber's channel didn't just help them make a living, it assisted him in committing murder. This is the story of the Livestream killer. It was the week before Christmas, December 18th, 2022, and 32-year-old Natalie McNally was spending the evening with her parents in Lurgan, Ireland, watching Argentina versus France in the Qatar World Cup final.
Messi scores!
At the time, Natalie was 15 weeks pregnant with her first child, and couldn't wait to become a mother. Her boyfriend and father to her unborn baby was a 33-year-old man named Stephen McCullagh, a seemingly normal guy who made YouTube videos on a channel called Vote Saxon 07. He had been posting on the channel for over 7 years and had amassed over 35,000 subscribers.
Hello YouTube viewers and random subscribers, yes it's true, I'm selling it all. Well, not all of it, some of it, most.
His content mainly consisted of toy reviews and reactionary content. Although his videos were nothing special, he had built up a small loyal fan base that tuned into whatever he posted. In a way, his channel represented what YouTube felt like back in 2014.
Mbappe gets the return!
While Natalie was tuning in to the second half of the finals, Stephen was preparing to dip his toes back into a style of content he hadn't tried in a long time: live streaming. At 4 PM, Stephen posted, "Surprise! Join us in 2 hours for some festive streamy goodness, live, kicking off at 6 PM. Stephen had streamed in the past, but in his last 2 years on YouTube, he had only gone live twice. So it's safe to say, his fans were pleasantly surprised.
Chouameni really has to score.
30 minutes later, Natalie was watching France and Argentina battle for the trophy in a penalty shootout. It was a close game, but in the end, Argentina came out on top, and Lionel Messi made history. But now, unfortunately, it was time for Natalie to start her long drive back home, where she lived by herself without Stephen, a situation she hoped would change after having the baby. At 5:57 PM, Stephen would send Natalie a message saying, "Right, I'm off to stream the night away. Wish me luck." That would be the last text message sent between the two, because 3 minutes later, Stephen would go live.
Hey, and we're live. Hello everyone. Yeah, a little bit out of the blue this, isn't it? But that's the fun of being live. Yes, so hello to all on this glorious Sunday evening. I just thought, why not? I'm gonna do a live stream because this day next week is Christmas. So what more could you want for Christmas other than an evening with your old pal Stephen? Yeah. So what are we doing tonight? Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So, by all means...
It's now 7 PM. Natalie is finally home after a long drive, and Stephen is getting drunk playing GTA Vice City to his live audience. It's cold outside, the streets are barren, and Natalie's house is quiet. Time passes by slowly. At 9 PM, Natalie gets a knock at her door. A man wearing a large coat, a scarf, and woolly gloves stood in her doorway. He seemed to be carrying a plastic bag with something wrapped up inside. Natalie lets the man in. Minutes later, the neighbours hear a loud noise coming from Natalie's house. It sounded like a woman screaming, but the cry goes unanswered. The neighbours thought nothing of it. Little did they know that the girl next door had just been brutally stabbed, strangled, and beaten to death. The man vanished, and Natalie's body remained on the floor of her house throughout the cold winter night of December 18th.
'cause I'm so satisfied with you.
Stephen was none the wiser, still engulfed in entertaining his livestream and playing Grand Theft Auto, getting more and more drunk as the stream went on. He had not left his computer for 6 straight hours. Finally, at 12 AM, he decided to end the livestream, take out the trash, and go to bed. When Stephen woke up, he was concerned about Natalie as she had not responded to his text message from the previous day about his livestream, so he began the 30-minute drive to her house to check if she was okay. And when he arrived, he discovered what had happened. The police were called soon after.
I don't want to leave, I want to go.
When Natalie's father arrived on the scene, he said he had trouble identifying the body due to how disfigured it was, saying, quote, "I had to look about 3 or 4 times before I could say yes, definitely, that was Natalie. It was a frenzied attack." But the question on everyone's mind was who did it. Well, it seemed the police had their suspicions, as they arrested Stephen almost instantly. He was now the prime suspect. The boyfriend who found the body was now in custody for the murder of his girlfriend, who was 15 weeks pregnant with his child. However, the police overlooked one important detail when they arrested Stephen. He was live streaming from 6 PM to 12 AM. The murder had occurred sometime in the middle, around 9. At no point did Stephen leave the livestream for more than 10 minutes, and Natalie's house was a 30-minute drive away. With this newfound information, the police came to the conclusion that Stephen could not have murdered Natalie, and on Christmas Eve, they released him from police custody, stating publicly that he had been eliminated as a suspect. After his release, Stephen went to Natalie's parents' house frequently. He made a montage containing photos and videos of Natalie's life to be shown at a rally protesting violence against women, and on Christmas night, Natalie's parents even let Stephen have 20 minutes alone with the body to help him grieve her loss. However, these feelings might not have been mutual, because one night, Stephen ended up leaving his phone at Natalie's parents' house to record their conversations and figure out if they still suspected him of murdering their daughter. It's here that things started to go downhill for Stephen. As the police investigated into the case further, they uncovered CCTV footage of a man getting the bus just 2 miles from Stephen's home at 7:09 PM. The man's face was covered by a large coat hood and a scarf, and the man proceeded to pay for the bus with cash. But as he was trying to pay, the coins spilled on the floor. The man struggled to pick them up due to his winter gloves, so he took them off. And this was the man's first mistake, because beneath the first set of gloves was a set of yellow latex ones. Latex glove prints were found at the scene of the crime, meaning whoever was on this bus was the killer. At 9:30 PM, just minutes after the murder, CCTV picks up the same man leaving the Silverwood Green area. This time, however, he had changed his clothes and was carrying a dark backpack. The man then spotted a taxi that was waiting for someone else and decided to take advantage of the situation, quickly getting in the taxi and claiming there had been a change of plans. He explained that his mother was unwell and that he needed to go to Lisbon. Weeks later, the police asked that same taxi driver to pick out the man who entered his taxi that night in a lineup of suspects at the police station. The taxi driver pointed straight at Stephen McCullagh. Stephen was the man who knocked on Natalie's door that night. He was the man who brutally murdered his own girlfriend, and the crazy part is, he almost got away with it. All because of a YouTube livestream that police would soon realise might not be as real as they thought. The only way Stephen could have killed Natalie while he was live streaming was if the stream was pre-recorded, which is why on December 17th, one day before the murder, Stephen likely pre-recorded the gameplay to air the next day while he was out committing the crime. How do we know it was recorded on December 17th? Well, because that was the day he realised he was going to kill his girlfriend. But we'll get more into that later. As the story became more publicised, people started digging deeper through the live stream, and what people found was that throughout the 6-hour broadcast, Stephen hints at the crime he is going to commit. Our first clue comes directly from the title of the stream, The Violent Night Christmas Live Gaming Stream. A disturbed read, given what we know now, but things get even more interesting when we delve into the description. Celebrate the most joyous time of year by watching a drunk mash buttons on a controller as if he's some sort of expert, then go mental after failing miserably, all in real time. Merry Christmas. It feels strange to add the phrase all in real time in the description of a live stream. It sort of just goes without saying. Also, it seems the entire description was written in past tense before the live stream had even happened. Things escalate when we go deeper into the content of the live stream itself.
I just realised I'm literally going to be drinking and driving. In the game, by the way, I'm not leaving the house tonight, so yeah, in the game I will be drunk while driving in the game. I'll be drunk in real life, I'll be driving in the game. Just keep myself in the good books, shall we say? Ah, f*** off. You don't know me. You don't know what I've suffered. Who the f*** help me, why? I need to kill this bitch. I need to take her down. 'Cause I won't pass the mission if I don't get this bitch to die. Tra-la-la. That's what would happen in the real world. Abso-f***ing-notly. Abso-f***ing-notly. I did hit you, and I liked it. No! 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 Why the f*** does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Attack, panic, attack. That's what we're doing. But yes, for all of us, be we young, be we old, I think the important thing to take away from it is to use it as a time, not for what we receive, but what we can give in terms of presents, in terms of love, in terms of sex. It's just been one of those nights, hasn't it? But yes, I think the message rings true that Christmas, it's not about the shopping, it's not about the lights and the tinsel and all that crap. It's literally just about having some time off to enjoy spending time with the people that you love.
The most damning evidence in this live stream occurs right in the middle, at 3 hours and 17 minutes. During this point in the live stream, Stephen decides to take a short 10-minute break, during which a graphic was put on the screen stating that the live stream will be back soon. This wasn't anything new. In fact, it happened a few times throughout the night. But this one was different. At exactly 3 hours, 26 minutes and 24 seconds, there is a transition to a movie poster for a James Bond film called No Time to Die. This image is completely unrelated to the live stream, and its appearance was made to look like an accident. This is how Stephen justifies the image.
I'll tell you something. I made a real pig's ear of that. I just sat down and I pulled the controller and the headphones off the table, which hit the keypad, which it's apparently hotkeys are still connected, so it went on to something else for a little second.
What makes this even more unnerving is the timing. Stephen went live at 6 PM and stopped at 12 AM, meaning Natalie died around 3 hours after Stephen went live. And it just so happens that the No Time to Die movie poster appeared around the exact time Natalie's life was taken, 9 PM. Almost like Stephen had it all planned out. The motive for the murder is the most uncertain part of this case, but from what police have revealed, it seems to link back to jealousy. Police claim that on September 15th, 3 days before Natalie's murder, she exchanged 33 WhatsApp messages with her ex-boyfriend, and on September 17th, it's theorized that Stephen found those messages. Natalie had stayed over at Stephen's house that night, and police discovered her phone had been unlocked 7 times between 12:22 and 9:54 AM. One of Natalie's family members confirmed that Stephen did in fact know the password to her phone. So, did he find the messages? Or was it something else? We may never know. If this was the motive behind Natalie's death, then that would mean Stephen pre-recorded the livestream that exact same day. And less than 24 hours later, Stephen would get on that bus, all while his fans watched him play Grand Theft Auto at home.